We gotta wait till like more people come in. I don't know if people are awake or anything like that, but this is something I'm excited to share. I was just waiting for more people to come in. Uh. Boo, 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 boo. Real good. Action. She's ready for action. Yeah. You know how. You know You probably waiting for more people to come in, but I'm gonna go ahead and start soon. This is my mom here back in 2014. You see her? Look at all. And she in this picture right here, she 50. She in her 50s. Don't look a day over 50. This is, let me find that picture of her. This is my mom right here. Mind you, this is back in 2014. Again, don't look a day over in her 50s at all. This is back in 2014. Every day after church, we used to just basically take pictures like this. I got a lot of pictures from 2014 in this cap. This is me, younger me, with my mom. This is like after church, we took it in the parking lot. Yeah, we took this in a parking lot after church. Um, yeah, there's so much pictures I could show. I was waiting for people to come in, but I'm gonna go ahead and start the story. That way, if anybody's watching it back, they can say, "Oh, it took him a long time to start." So basically, like earlier this year when 2024 when 2024 started, it was supposed to be a great year. Like you just, I'm saying to myself, like 2023 was great. I moved back to I moved back to Miami. I did 7 years in Central Florida. I was in Central Florida from 2016 to 2023. So I was there for 7 years for college. I went there for college. Did my first 2 years at Miami Dade College, and then moved to Central Florida to do my final 2 years at UCF. I got accepted by UCF after doing my first 2 years at Miami Dade College. So got my AA degree in business in Miami Dade College, and then basically did my final two. And mom would always say like basically me, and my brother, the ones that's gonna stay in the nest, like basically don't go anywhere for college. My sister, she's the last one. I'm the middle child, like J. Cole. And my brother's the oldest, and she always expected us two to stay with her, being mama's boys. And then my sister, she always talked about being ventured out. When it ended up just being me leaving off the desk. My sister ended up firing her husband early before she left high school, and she never left. Me, I left for college, and basically, I mean, with my mom and family and friends was waving goodbye. It was my first time away from my mom, and I was kind of like sad about it. But then I was saying to myself like, I was saying to myself like, dang, I can't believe like there's a reality. Well, like it's like for all of us when we get to college, like you gonna have to man up and be an adult and understand that it is gonna be your first time without your parents, and you're gonna either have to like either make that make you like basically down or sad or hurt about it, or basically make you become the person you eventually have to become because it makes you become like an independent person, adult and things like that. So, like I said, I did the 7 years in Central Florida, and then I came back. I came back last year, March 2023. So I came back last year, March, and then when I came back, it was just like it was me, my brother, and my mom living here in this house right here, the LC. Now it's just me, but basically the three of us, three bedrooms. My sister just moved out with her husband and my nephew, who was born 3 months after my my dad died. So my thing, what I'm trying to make you understand, is that when my dad passed away in in January of 2020, my dad passed away, and the pain I felt and the hurt I went through when I got the news of my dad, because I gotta understand that I got the news that my dad passed away. I got the news that my dad passed away on Father's Day. So Father's Day of 2020. So while everybody was celebrating their dad and basically having their father in their life and basically how much they love their father, like while they were celebrating, everybody was celebrating their dad and the love they have for their father. I was dealing with the loss and death of my dad. So basically, that pain was a different type of pain. So it's like, imagine you waking up for Father's Day, say, maybe I should call dad, something like that. Then your mom call you and say, your dad passed away. So that was a different type of pain. That was a different type of hurt. I was hurt about it. Not gonna lie, it's just something that basically you really had to like, really basically think about and consume, but it's just something that you had to contemplate on. So the pain and agony I went through back in 2020 when losing my dad was just accepting therapy, accepting that pain, going through it, things like that. So after losing my dad and while being over there in Central Florida, I had a different mindset. I said, because when we were younger, we always said to ourselves, like, you heard people say they lost their parents no longer in their life, the pain they went through, and things like that. And then you always said to yourself, like, you hope, oh, I can't imagine what that person is going through, losing both parents, basically hurt and the pain they're going through. And then you basically say to yourself, you hope that you never have experienced losing a parent because you know losing a parent, when you lose a parent, that's just like a different type of pain. That's like someone that's been a part of your life, a part of your journey since the beginning, and now you say you're never gonna see them again. That's a different type of pain. So when I lost my dad in 2020, and I was up there in Central Florida, and my mom was down here in Miami with my brother and sister, I would start contemplating to myself and saying, The pain I'm going through right now of losing my dad, I never want to go through that pain again. So I knew my mom was getting up there in age, just like my dad. My mom was like 68, and my dad's 70. So my dad died at 70, and mind you, my dad was beaten to death. He was beaten to death in Haiti. They broke into his house. He didn't want to let them in. They came in. They beat him. I just found out in my mom's funeral. Imagine just finding out how your dad really died in your mom's funeral. So this whole time I'm thinking my dad died of natural causes, when in reality he was beaten, brutally beaten to death in Haiti because people were jealous of his properties and houses he owned. And we always told my dad, you got to focus on having your kids have a better life in America and buying houses in America. Imagine if he bought a house for mom and us here in America, in Miami. It would have done. It would have been paid off by now. It would have been beneficial for us. But he bought so much houses in Haiti. There's a lot of jealous people, and come to find out, my dad. They broke into the house. They beat my dad to death. Left his body there after suffocating him, and then they found my dad's body. And then we think we get news it was natural causes. Like I said, no way a heart attack took out my dad. Come to find out during my mom's funeral, I found out from my family members that my dad was beaten to death. So that's a whole other story. So when I lost my dad, my mentality changed when I was in Central Florida. When my mom was telling me to come back, I started saying to myself, I have to come back to Miami because now it's like the pain I'm going through right now of losing my dad is just an agony and pain I never felt in my life ever. So I'm in therapy for the first time, and my therapist said, "Oh, breathe in, breathe out, express your feelings." I'm just looking at her, agitated, angry, like telling, like in my head, saying, "Shut the f up." Like I'm just saying to myself, like, "How is this real life? How is this real?" Like basically, your father, who you basically felt like was unstoppable, was the toughest SOB in the world, was basically the guy that every time you see him, if even if you're in the scariest place or the baddest neighborhood, once you see your dad's face, you felt like everything's gonna be okay. You ever had that person in your life where you felt like once their presence is here, everything is going to be okay because they're here. Now that person that made you feel that way is gone. So that person that made you that you felt was unstoppable, that person that you felt so high of, you're saying can be touched and is fragile like us. And you found life, it truly is fragile. Life truly can be one minute you see the person, the next minute they're gone. And that's why it's so important. That's why I tell people so much that the people you have in your life right now, every single chance you have, you got to tell them you love them. You got to tell them you love them. You got to express it to them. You got to tell it to them. You got to basically talk to them about it. You got to basically call them every day. They got to basically understand that you care. They got to understand that no matter what they going through, they have a kid that basically cares about. Okay, like basically, I know the pain and the agony of that, and that's what I want everybody to understand. Like basically, it's just there's so much stuff that we go through that we just say to ourselves like, okay, let's just let it go. Let's just not talk about it. But things like a parent is just a whole different type of pain. So when dad died, I knew eventually I'll have to go back to Miami. So then after the pandemic and then 2021 vaccination era, 2022, I was visiting home from Miami from college, from Central Florida for 3 days. Those 3 days are Thanksgiving. I mean 4 days sometime. It'll be Thanksgiving, my birthday, 4th of July, and January 1st. If you're a part of the Haitian culture, you know January 1st is Haitian independence, meaning we eat that soup when we celebrate independence, the first black independent country in the history. So shout out to all my Haitians, shout out to all my Zoe, and basically like those days were always important. So in one of my visits, basically it was I think it was my birthday visit, or it could have been Thanksgiving. I think it's my birthday. So while celebrating my birthday, and then my mom was happy, things like that, and then I told my brother and mom that I had news for them, and they were saying, "What's the news?" And then I told them I decided that I'm coming back to Miami, and you saw the ecstatic energy of my mom, the happiness she was, the joy in her face, just basically everything about her just spread. It was just so much joy she had, basically knowing that her son is coming back. Basically, he thought of it, he thought about it, and he made a great decision. And all because, like I said, once I lost my dad, once basically my dad died, my perspective and my mindset of the people that I have left changed, because now it's like you're into protective mode. You're into I can't lose another parent. You're into I can't lose someone close to me. You're into I can't go through that pain and agony of loss that I went through before. You know what I mean? It's just something that not a lot of people could deal with it again and again and again. I gotta make sure. All right, we're good. We're good. I just gotta make sure that microphone. All right, I'm not talking for no reason, but not going through that pain agony again. So when I told my mom, oh, I told my mom that I'm coming back home, and she was just so happy. She was so great, and things like that. And then I moved back to Miami March. I'm gonna say March 10th. Yeah, March 10, 2023. March 10th, 2023, moved back. And like I said, it was me, my brother, and mom in the house, the three of us. Me readapting to understand that you're home. And the difference is when you're in college and you're having roommates and things like that, you mostly be in your room and you don't feel as comfortable as you are when you're around family. When you're around family, you could basically like walk naked, basically do whatever you like, basically feel you could do whatever you like, basically lay back. It's a different type of vibe and energy you feel and comfortability you feel when you're around family compared to when you're not around family. So I moved back to Miami. My mom was so happy that I was back. My brother, it was the three of us living here. And 2023 was such a great year, man. My first time back after 7 years being away for college and everything like that. And then you just having to readapt, like I said, readapt to basically just basically living with your parents again because you had such independence. You say to yourself like, uh, um, you had such independence that basically you're saying to yourself like, yeah, you had such independence. You said to yourself like, oh, can I go back to my mom and tell me what to do? And it's just like you had to, especially when you under her household, especially Haitians out there. You know how Haitian moms and dads be and things like that. They be like, as long as you in your house, they got you like a kid. And then you gonna always dress you like a kid. They always gonna be like on your case. Always gonna be like not making you breathe. You gonna always feel like, oh, I deserve my own independence. And then they gonna always feel like if you want your own independence, basically go find somewhere else to live. Don't be under their household. But me, I was just happy to be home. Like I said, I was ecstatic to be home. Um, it was just a great feeling for me. And like I said, 2023 was just like going down, getting close back to my friends, reconnecting with family members, and just like I said, playing Connect Four with my mom, playing card games with my mom, just me and her, my brother basically trying to go on a date scene. I started a date scene, things like that. So when 2024 hit, the last thing I thought, I would say to myself, God, make 2024 a blessed year, like 2023 was, but even more blessings, more promises, more everything. That's all you hope for. Every time a year starts off, a calendar year starts off, you're hoping that that year brings some type of amazing happiness that you never thought you could get. So when the year started, um, um, I already thought 2024 was going to be a special year. So when the year started, I mean, I still have the videos and pictures of when my mama celebrating my brother's birthday on the 27th. And I still remember like it was yesterday. Like basically, I was watching the Royal Rumble WWE, and basically my mom, she was basically she was um she was basically had the cake, candle, everything out for my brother on the table ready to celebrate his birthday. Meanwhile, my brother's out enjoying his birthday with friends and stuff like that, with even his girlfriend at the time. I'm telling my mom like, you might as well just go sleep and say we don't have to celebrate his birthday. He a grown man. He already celebrated his birthday. And mom said no until it hit midnight. We gotta wait for him. I said okay. So I'm watching Royal Rumble in my room and everything like that. Then we hear the door. It was like 11:50, so it's still 10 minutes left until midnight. And I said finally. And my mom said, "Come, come, come! Your brother's here." I'm like, "Oh my goodness!" Then when he came in, my mom basically We started saying happy birthday for my brother. My mom was so happy, excited. And then I was just basically saying like happy birthday to my brother. Like he was 31 now. And you could see the excitement in her eyes. And I even took a picture not knowing that was gonna be one of the last pictures I have of my mom, like basically being with us. Cause like one of the pictures I was gonna say was like one of the pictures I was gonna say was, let me show you. This is yeah. This is the pictures. Here's the picture of, I don't know if y'all can see it. Yeah, that's too much lighting, but yeah. There go my mom and there go my brother. That's what I was watching the Monday. I was watching the Royal Rumble. I was watching Raw, and my mom said, "We're not going to go to sleep until your brother comes so we can celebrate his birthday." And I didn't know that was gonna be the final. Like you could see the excitement. She was so happy for him. And this picture made me cry and get emotional because it's just like I say to myself, like when I took that picture, I just didn't know those were gonna be one of the few last pictures I took of my mom. And basically like when I took that picture, and you saw how happy she was how happy she was of my how happy she was of my brother's birthday was so great. And then we celebrated. It was a great night. I told her to make a wish. She made a wish, and then mom was happy that we went to sleep that day. And then basically like my brother found his soon to be wife at that time, and he moved to Indiana. He moved to Indiana. Mom didn't really like it because it's just like, but he lost his job here, and she lost her job too, and Miami's expensive already. So my brother ended up leaving Miami, moving to Indiana. But basically, my mom understood. My mom understood why he had to go to Indiana. So it was just like me and my mom left. And while my brother was leaving, she had some type of like kind of like depression about it. And my thing was, I was telling her this. I said, "Mom, one day we all gonna get married, and you always said to yourself, you basically hope that while you're still here, that your mom gets to see the peoples that we got to pick for who we gonna get married." And my brother had that chance. My mom got to meet, but for him, he was gonna law hiding too. He didn't tell us to the last minute. Imagine the day he's leaving to Indiana. My brother tell my mom, "Oh, and I got married. All right, have a good one." And my mom said, "What?" So it's like when he told my mom he got married, it was like the day my brother was leaving with his wife to Indiana. He said, "Oh, and by the way, mom, I got married." And she said, "What?" And he said, "Bye," and then he left. So they got married in court, and then basically in plantation, and then he never told her anything, never told any of us anything. So then a couple of days later, my mom said to my brother, he's like, my mom said to me, he's like, "You know your brother got married?" I was like, I started laughing, and she said, "He didn't tell you?" I said, "There's no way he got married." So then I confronted him. I said, "Hey, so how's everything?" He said, "Oh, everything's good." Things like that. I said, "How's your wife?" He was quiet for a moment. He was shocked I found out. He said, "Oh, she was good." Things like that. So for me, it was just like, oh, why he had tell us and basically why it's something that he hid. So I confronted him about it, things like that. So towards to fast forward towards the end of April, man, mom basically started not feeling well. So it was just like breathing issues and stuff like that. So my sister was visiting and she saw that in her too. My sister saying like, "I don't like the way you see it, mom. So we gonna send you to. I'm gonna bring you to a doc. I'm gonna bring you to a Jackson Memorial North. Well, Jackson being one of the top hospitals in Miami, especially the country too. So basically, she said, I'm going to bring you, mom, to Jackson North tomorrow." And then basically, my mom said, "Okay." They go to Jackson North. They do an X-ray for my mom, and basically they said nothing's wrong with her. She's healthy, everything's looking good, and like there's no reason for us to keep her. And then they said, but since you say she having issues breathing, they gave her breathing treatment, and then they sent her on her way. And then um, I'm just saying to myself like, if at that time when she went to a hospital, they found out that she had a pneumonia, that could have saved her life. They just did an X-ray. They didn't do a CT scan. They didn't do deeper. They didn't try to work any deeper like that. They basically like, they basically said, oh, let's basically just like, let's basically go by what the X-ray telling us. And she looked fine. She's okay. They sent my mom home. So mom was good for a while. She said, yeah, she got breathing treatment. She get back to normal. It was like, okay. Then I would say May 2nd, her birthday came. I still got the videos of basically when we were celebrating her birthday. That basically I could show you guys. Let me pull up the let me pull up I'm gonna pull up the video that I have of my mom's birthday on May 2nd, so I can show y'all. Hold on, just give me a moment. February. Oh my goodness, I thought I had it saved. I guess not. But hold on, I could just go to my gallery and then show y'all what I mean. The video of us celebrating my mom's birthday on May 2nd, so I can show y'all a good idea of how you never see it be a person that looks sick or anything wrong with them at all. That is just like a person that's like, okay, everything looks good, everything looks fine. This is it right here. The crew, the light. There's my mom, and there's my sister. This is my mom. There's my sister right here. And that was her birthday. Let me show you another video. And she's cutting the cake and we're videoing her. And every time my sister took a picture, she always said, wow, I look so angry and stuff like that. So just to show y'all, like, okay, just to show y'all, that didn't look like somebody that looks sick. That didn't look like somebody that was dealing with something. That looked like somebody that was enjoying her birthday, that was fine, that was normal, nothing seemed wrong with her. So I'm just saying to myself, like, we would have never realized what was next. So probably like a couple of good amount of days after her birthday, she started not feeling well at all. That became more serious. Like the brain was off. She started banging her head like this. I was in the house with her. It's here in this house. She started banging her head like this. She's walking around. Said, like tell me, I could barely hear her. I'm like, well, mom, what's wrong with you? So that. So we dealt with that for a while, just like basically saying, okay, maybe there's just a phase that's gonna go through. So like we just kept dealing with it and just kept dealing with it, like saying to myself, like, okay, like this is not gonna be a long time thing. There's just a for now thing. Hopefully, basically, like things get better, and then man, like it just got worse. So then my sister was visiting, she was getting scared. So then finally we said, okay, we not. I told my sister, don't bring mom back home until they find what's wrong with her. Like there's something clearly wrong with her. She's having respiratory issues. She's bending her head. She doesn't have strength. She looks like me when I used to deal with asthma, but worse. Like somebody that like physical capabilities are gone, and they're weak, and they're having trouble respiratory issues. So then my sister said, okay. So the next day, when my sister even coming out the car, it took a lot for my mom to get from point A to point B. So then They finally get in the hospital, giving her breathing treatment, all that stuff. And then my sister spent the whole day. My sister, mom went to the hospital and got there at 9 a.m. 9 a.m. in the morning. 9 a.m. in the morning, they got there at 9 a.m. in the morning, and I kept on keeping contact with them throughout the day. And finally, probably like 8 at night, they found a room for her, but they've been found like that. And my sister said they did X-ray, they did everything, nothing was wrong with her. And finally, when they did a CT scan, the nurses and doctors' eyes widened, and my sister said, "What's wrong with my mom?" They said, "Your mom has pneumonia." And my sister said, "What?" And then basically they found a room for her. And then I remember in the early stages, they made my mom sign a contract promising that she would not get out of her bed without pressing the button for assistance. And throughout the middle of the night, she got out of her bed many times, basically without permission for assistance, just because like she felt like that. She felt like okay, whatever. Like she got she's got she's got get in the bed and basically see what happens when it comes to that. But I just feel like when someone goes to the hospital, just because they're sick, their their mindset of doing what they naturally are born to do is not going to change. The person could go on and has been going to the bathroom by themselves their whole life. Now you're saying it's instantly just forget that. It was hard for her. And because she broke that contract, because they said my mom woke up in the middle of the night multiple times using the bathroom by herself, they basically put her in a mental place where people that have issues. My sister being a head nurse there, got on them. My sister almost called for most of their jobs, and she went off on them. People say apologizing. They said, "What's wrong with your mom?" Mom said, "Do you know who my mom is?" Mom was a professor in Haiti, and my sister asked my mom, "What's 2 plus 2?" She said 4. Like my mom answering the basic and concluded questions and stuff like that. And my sister said, "Does it look like something's wrong with my mom?" I said, "Why is she here?" What my sister didn't know, she said, "Oh, you even tell me that?" I said, "I'm going off all these people and not knowing it was her." I said, sis, they made mom sign a contract. They said every time you're going to use the bathroom, press the button for assistance so that way basically we can assist you. And she briefed the contract. So they say someone who but they forgot I was there to translate for mom. And that's why she understood. She said, okay, she like that. I translate for her. But they forgot that. She might have forgot, she might have not. My mom was an independent person who loved doing stuff herself. So when she basically went and used the bathroom by herself without the permission, it was a brief of contract. So basically it pissed them off and they didn't like it. So it was just something that's just like, okay, yeah, I don't like it, so we'll see what happens next and stuff like that. So so they sent her to a mental place. Sister got on them, they finally sent mom to their room. And that first week was scary, bro, because at the end of the first week, it was mostly my sister going there because I was working and I have time. And like y'all know, my brother lives in Indiana now, so he just get update from us. So then toward that end of the first week, my sister called. She said, "Oh, mom's not doing well at all. They're about to go to the ICU with her. These like it's getting close to the morning." I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? She said, she's not doing good at all. She's not doing good at all. And even the nurse even asked my sister if it comes down to it. I said, no, 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 no. I don't want to hear that. My sister said, but if it comes down to it, as a kid, as a son, as somebody that loves my all my heart, you think I want to hear from a nurse if it comes down to it? No, it's your job to do whatever it takes to do to save my mom's life. It's your job to do whatever it takes to do to make sure she's okay. It's your job to do whatever it takes to do to make sure she lives. So I don't want to hear, oh, in case something happened. I want to hear we did everything we can, every possibly thing we can to make sure your mom's is good. So basically, my sister said if it comes down to it, mom always say if she ever got to a vegetable state or was it looked like she was suffering a lot, just let her go. So I was like, no, I'm not ready to let her go. No, if it comes down to something like that. And I'm even screaming. I told my sister, put me on the speaker. I just took the phone, put me on the speaker. I said, Mom, listen to me. You have to fight. You have to go through. It's me. I'm coming tonight to you. I'm gonna be by your side for the whole night. But I need you to fight for me. I'm coming tonight. You hear me, Mom? You hear me? I'm going to be here. So then I don't know if she heard me like that. My sister said she started doing a little better. And then I went to the room and I spent the night with her. And that time I was open to Sabbath. It was like a Friday night, like this. And basically I was singing, I'm praying. I'm singing, I'm praying. The nurses saw me singing, praying, and they joined me. And they felt like a glorious presence was there. I was singing, praying, and basically the next morning, my mom awake and she's like this, and I was like, I was like, I said, do you know how much you made us suffer and basically cry? And she said, what happened? I had my hand crossed like this, like facing the window while looking away from her, thinking like I'm a professor or something like that. And I told her like I had told her everything that happened. I told her how like she was gonna go to on her way to ICU. She was not doing well at all. We all had our health scare with her. We were all worried. Did she hear us? She said she don't remember anything that happened on Friday night. She even remember my nephew came and spent time with us. She said she don't remember none of that. So that just to show you how out of it she was. Obviously, it was a scary moment. But she said, leave that in the past. Don't worry about it. It's in the past. We move into the future. God, I'm still here. God brought me. And I said, okay, mom. I said, like, she just didn't understand what we had to go through. So then I was there the whole night with her, and then I was saying my sister's gonna come visit, and my sister, and then that's how we did. My brother promised he was gonna come down from Indiana. He never came. Especially once he heard mom was getting better, he said, "Okay, I don't have to come anymore." My thing is, it don't matter if I'm somewhere and I hear my mom feeling better. No matter what, while my mom is still in the hospital, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to do to find a plane ticket and see my mom. Because you only get one mom. And that's what my first. You only get one mom, one person, in one lifetime, one mom. If you basically don't understand that point is the value of your mom, you'll never understand until she's gone. And basically like, um, she basically stuck her in. I mean, yeah, that's just stuck her. I'll say they just got buried after I came back, and then I started doing multiple nights with her. Multiple nights, me and my sister doing in and out, taking turns. Second week, throughout the second week, though, she needed the mask. She needed that oxygen mask to help her breathe better. Without it, she's like, well, I need. I'm like, damn, mom, like she couldn't breathe without that BPAP machine. She needed the BPAP machine. She needed that excess amount of oxygen. But what it was doing for her, instead, it made her mouth, her lips blood. And basically, it's not good. She needed to start breathing through the nasal cannon. They need her to start just taking a little amount of oxygen and breathe through her nose. They want her to breathe through her nose, but basically she was just like, well, she couldn't do it, and then basically she did the bypass. So they was like, okay, okay, and basically they saw the difficulty she was going through. So that whole second week was just telling mom like, you gotta get out of your own head. She gotta understand you can't keep on relying on the BPAP machine. If they see no improvement, it's gonna take you even longer, and you're never gonna make your way home. We want you to make your way home, mom. You gotta believe it yourself, and you gotta basically like stop basically hold yourself back. And then she was like, okay, like I understand and things like that. She said, but she just she just feel like she's better with the BiPAP machine. I understand, bro, but let's try it. And over time, during the third week, as the third week basically marching and stuff like that, my mom got better and she started relying on the nasal more. And said, okay, then they give her a BiPAP machine. But when they give her a BiPAP machine, she did start getting more adapted to it again. But then she started relying on the nasal can. And even her voice started getting better. So I'm saying, okay, the darkness is behind us. My mom's getting better. She was even on the phone with me on WhatsApp, going back and forth. I'm saying, he said, oh, they're gonna drop me off today. I said, Mom, there's no way they're gonna release somebody in the weekend. He said, I'm telling you this, they're gonna release me. They said they're gonna release you soon, but probably like a Tuesday or a Monday. But then I found out that okay, so basically, this could be different to different depending on what day it is because like holidays and things like that. So then I want to say, yes, that same week, that third week came in. They told us it was gonna release her. We just didn't know date. But all I said was, I gotta work at 7. As long as like it's not before something things like that. They said they can't wait that long. And my sister said the same thing as far as like working 2 jobs and basically the full remote. Like she can't basically she can't basically do that either. So, When they saw that, they said, "Okay, we'll make the hospital drop off your mom." And I just told them, all I have to do is wait till I come get out of work, and I take an Uber and come get her myself. But they didn't have the patience. They were so like in a rush to get the room replaced. I was like, okay, stuff like that. So then me and mom was talking about the weekend. They released my mom Tuesday, June 11th, 2024. Tuesday they released her, and then I'm excited. I'm still working things like that. Finally, around like 6:15, I want to say 6:15. Mind you, I got out at 7. So if they had wait till I got out, who knows? Like I would have saw it, but then never mind. 6:15, I heard the bell, and basically my mom was outside. He saw the ambulance people. They was like, "Hey, we gave with your mom," something like that, and they basically came down with the stretcher, bar inside the house. Put her walker right there. And then basically, I was asking her how you feel. She said she feels good. He said, but she's not sure and things like that. She said because the amount of times that these people traveled around and basically drove around Miami to basically find um, the house, she would have gone to the house like two times over. I was laughing. I said, "Mom, at least you got here and stuff like that." And then they had an umbrella they made me hold, and it was really hard. We need those big umbrellas, which I still got. I said, "Can we get the umbrella?" They was like, "Sure." And then they left it by mistake in my hand. Mom said, "You're not gonna tell them about the umbrella?" I said, "Mom," I said, "We be needing umbrellas. We out of umbrellas in the whole house. So much umbrellas lost, so much umbrellas damaged." I said, "We need those type of umbrellas." So I said, "No, I'm not gonna tell them." And mom said, "Okay." And then and then I was like, "Welcome home, mom." And even then, I saw the breathing was still like not where it needs to be. Mind you, this is someone that just went 3 weeks to the hospital by fighting pneumonia, getting constant antibiotics, getting constant checks and stuff like that. I still got her paper in the hospital right here in front of me. Everything looking normal. The problem what the hospital did is they left the nasal can in her nose that's supplying her oxygen. Then they checked and said, "Oh, her gas is basically her oxygen gas looks like everything's good. She's good. Let's let her go." That's not how it works. What you're supposed to do was take the nasal can off, give her no support of oxygen, then say, let's see how this woman basically breathes basically by herself when it comes to breathing. And then they would see, okay, this woman's not ready to breathe by herself. And basically ended all of that for now. But instead, they basically want to do it the difficult way, and they didn't send her home with nothing. They sent my mom home with no oxygen support. And with her first day back, I said, "Welcome home, mom, from the hospital." I was so happy she was discharged from the hospital. So happy my mom was back. And I went to my room. I played video games. Next thing you know, my mom's like in the living room. She's like, "Oh, oh, oh." And I'm like, "What's going on? Like, why?" I said, "Mom, you okay?" She said, "It's just the breathing." And I was telling her how her room fixed out, open the window, all stuff. And then she was just like, "Oi, oi, oi," every single day since she came out the hospital. "Oi, oi, oi." So they said my mom had an appointment on Thursday. Imagine, okay, so they said your mom has an appointment on Thursday, and they released her from the hospital on Tuesday. So I'm saying to myself, why the hell would y'all release her on Tuesday, knowing she got an appointment on Thursday? Why not keep her till Thursday? They release her then. They said, "Nah, nah, nah." They were so thirsty for the rule. They said, "Nah, we'll release her Tuesday, and then basically she'll come back Thursday and stuff like that." So, so I was like, "Oh my goodness, this is stupid." So then so then she's doing wood and things like that. The floods hit South Florida. Outside was flooded. Inside the house, water started pumping up, and soon the house was flooded. My cars were stuck here. There was nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, and we had to basically call them. Thursday came, it was still bad. We had to literally call them and cancel, say we can't make it to an appointment because the house is underwater and things like that. And it was like, okay, we got to reschedule to the 25th of this month. I said the 25th of this month. That's gonna be too long, stuff like that. Then next thing you know, here's how I do serious. Nick Cannon basically called, and basically the doctor like all the way basically see okay, how they can reschedule it. Then they said we could do next week around the same time or earlier because I wouldn't want to distract you and your cash flow. She's like, okay, and then Days went by. Saturday came. They took the water out of the neighborhood. My sister and his wife, my sister's wife, my brother's wife, they cleaned the house up. And then it was just the two of us, and basically me, my mom, and then my brother and his wife. They head back to Indiana. So he head back to Indiana, and then I was telling my mom, don't worry, y'all focus on fixing the AC, and she'll be good. She said, okay, she's not worried about it too much. Then the AC was just giving problems and problems, and there was just too much water in the AC. So I had to get the vacuum. Vacuum came in, but the same day the vacuum's coming, that later that day, I had to wait later that day. So because the house was so hot and burning, and the way mom was breathing, I couldn't keep her in the house. I couldn't say, I said, like, mom, like, you can't stay here the way you is. You have to basically go back to sis house, and basically she could take care of you. She's a nurse, and things would be better over there for you. And then basically, she was like, I gave her her patty set, and then she was like, okay, thank you. She'll go. And I remember one day she told my brother said, you gotta leave. Oh, and then Haiti, guess what she said? Guess what she responded and said. They basically, she said, while she was in the hospital, my sister was saying, oh, you gotta basically come live with her, things like that. She looked at my sister and said, oh, me, I'm all she has. It's me and my mom that was living in the house together. My sister already has her place with her husband, and my brother, he's in Indiana with his new wife. So it was just me and my mom. So my mom was saying to herself, like, you have your significant other, your older brother has a significant other. She said, me, she knew if I lost her, I'm all she got. Basically, the pain and agony. So it was like, no, it doesn't fit the mold and things like that. So for me, what I understand was just like why the AC still having trouble. So my sister came, it was burning. My sister convinced mom to go come live with me for until they fix the AC. I said, okay, until later. So I convinced mom. She said, what about me? I said, don't worry, mom, I'll be okay. The last words I told my mom, oh, mom, fix your feet in the car. We'll basically go, so I could close it for you. She said, okay, no problem. So she basically, yeah, so she basically said, after what was I say again? Because sometimes I'm getting sleepy, but I got to tell the story. So last words I told my mom, fix your feet. The car mom's gonna close the door for you. She's like, oh, I closed the door. My sister said she got all her things. I said, yeah. I said, I'll see you tomorrow, mom. Later that day, the vacuum came. I sucked all the water out. I'm rushing. Landlord came. I said, it's your job. You're the one that's supposed to be cleaning out the water. You made me spend my own money to fix an issue that you're supposed to fix. He said, why you didn't tell me? Then he started using my vacuum to clean up more. I said, man, I already fixed it already. So then that day I cleaned the house. I was so happy. I said, I can't wait till mom come back tomorrow and see how much well I cleaned the house. Next day, next day, the dang man. The next day, the the neighbors in the back, they knocked the door. They was knocking the door. It was 6 a.m. in the morning. It was 6 a.m. I'm like, what the hell? The sun's barely out. I heard a knock. They was knocking my window. And I was like, who's the hell is knocking this early? I said, it's like, it's too early to be knocking, like Juneteenth. And boom, 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 boom. So I opened the door. I said, who the hell is that? And she was like, it's dark, things like that. And I said, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. And she was like, okay, stuff like that. And then I said, what's going on? She said, your sister said she been trying to reach you all morning. She can't hear from you. So then I look at my phone and I saw like 10 missed calls from my brother, 15 from my sister. So I called my sister back. And then I'm like, hello? And she said, she's gone, she's gone, she's gone. I'm like, what the hell you mean she's gone? She said, she's gone, she didn't have no post. So I said, my reaction was like, I should never send her to your house. She was good here. She said, don't put that on me, don't put that on me. I said, okay, 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 I'm sorry. What are we doing now? She said, we're headed to the hospital. So I said, okay, just let's pray on it, let's not think negative. So then I'm praying. I call the landlord. I said, he better pray to God if the AC was fixed, this stuff would never happen. If he did his job, if he was never difficult, I'm better landlord. I said, landlord, you better pray to God, pray to God. My mom did that. I said, let's pray, let's pray. So I'm praying. I call my brother, his wife is online. She cried. I said, my brother, let's pray. We prayed and I hung up and I prayed. I said, God, please, Lord, save my mom. Please save my mom. I can't afford to lose her now. I cannot afford to lose her. I just can't lose my mom at this moment. So then an hour later, my brother called. He was like, hello. I was like, hello. And he said, call sis. I said, tell me something. Don't just come here and call sis. Just tell me something. He said, call sis, call sis. I said, tell me something. I just don't just tell me, call like call. He said, call sis, man. It just he didn't have the heart to tell me. So he basically just saying, he kept on saying, call sis. So I called my sister, and then you heard in the background, he said, oh God, I lost my mom. And I was like, no, 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 no. She was my heart, she was my soul, she was my everything, she was my life. So when you heard my sister in the background screaming and say, I lost my mom, I lost my mom, I'm just holding the phone shaking. I with tears I fell on the floor with agony, yelling, and all the neighbors came and said, "We heard the news. They said stay strong." I'm crying, I'm shaking, I'm in shock. I'm like, no, no, God, no, I cannot lose my mom at this time. I cannot lose her. This is not true. This can't be happening. I'm hurt. I'm distraught. I'm basically like I'm losing my mind over here, things like that. And then basically it was just like a lot was going on with me. And then all my friends could say, "Go see your sister in the hospital. She needs you. Go see your sister in the hospital. She needs you." I just said, "What about me? What do I need?" So I was living with her. I'm the only one that's going through this. And please go see it. I'm just crying, crying, crying. Then finally, after a while, I basically took an Uber, and then I got to the hospital. It was raining so hard. Then people said, "Let me go see your sister." Then I finally got to my sister. I hugged her. I said, "Stay strong. I know. We all we got now." Then we stood over the morning. I promised my mom I'm gonna stay in church. I promised my mom I'm gonna be the man she want me to be. I promised my mom we gonna be the three of us gonna be together for life. It was so much promises, and then the funeral was July 12th, and the funeral, it took a lot to be up there. Family and friends, and it just turned out just the whole thing. And to this day, I can't believe it's real that I lost my mom. And people say we should sue the hospital, is negligence. For me, I'm saying, how could someone did 3 weeks in the hospital, recover from pneumonia, antibiotics, everything? They come back to home, and a week later, they're gone. My mom gets discharged from the hospital June 11th, Tuesday. She passed away on June 19th, morning of June 19th. My sister said when they got to her house, she showered her, she gave her food, she gave her breathing treatment. She did more for my mom in a day than my mom experienced in since the hospital and things like that. So much for her. And that's why my sister got that last blessing. She said at 4 a.m. she checked on mom. Mom said, "Oh, you got an interview at 6. Go to sleep. You can't keep on waking up." Just to tell my mom, "Oh, I'm just checking on you, making sure you're okay. I'm gonna be okay." And then my mom said, "Don't worry about me. Just go to sleep." Basically, 6 a.m. Then we'll go and stuff like that. And then he was like, "Okay." Then when my sister woke up at 6, her husband said, "Babe, I don't like the way I see your mom." She runs to her room, started doing CPR, call 911. My sister went through an ultimate shock. I don't know what type of shock. Like I still have the recording of it, and I don't play it much, but this will make y'all see and hear the shock that my sister went through. Yeah, here it goes right here. I'm just gonna play it. The shock that my sister went through, and the agony that you could hear in her voice when she realized when she was doing CPR, mom was gone, was the worst feeling as an older brother because I felt helpless listening to that. I don't know how y'all felt, but I felt helpless. I felt crushed. I felt pathetic. It's just like in the funeral, saying goodbye to her was the hardest thing ever. The funeral is on YouTube. Y'all can watch it. Khabib's Paul. If y'all don't know how to like spell it, I could basically type it down for y'all. So if y'all want to watch, the funeral is in Creole and English, so two languages. But it'll be great if y'all watch it. The ceremony. This is um this is I don't know if y'all see it. So Camise space Paul Paul, last name Paul. So Camise space Paul Paul. Khabib's Paul on YouTube. Y'all can watch the funeral. Y'all can watch one great service, and the send off we did for my mom was amazing, and one memorable. And 2024 wasn't the year I thought I was gonna lose this glorious and wonderful woman that I call my mom, and it's been a lot of pain. It's been a lot, like every day in the house by myself, every day having to deal with it. But it's something that I had to deal with. It's something that God put me through, and it's just like it's something that I'll never understand why I have to go, went through it, why I had to lose her. But only one day when I see her again, only one day we'll see like the answer to all those that. But for now, I can't keep down. I can't keep going through it. But it is a pain that can be absent for a while. That can be questioning my faith and everything. So it's just like now I lost both parents, and now it's like when you officially lose both parents, now you're a grown up, now you're an adult, now life truly begins, now a child is truly begin. And it's a pain agony I wish on one of my worst enemies. I already said to myself, my mom didn't get to see me marry, my mom didn't get to see her grandkids, my mom didn't get to see me drive for the first time, my mom didn't get to see so much stuff that I wanted to see of my life. She at least got to see one grandkid, which is my nephew, my sister got, and she's the youngest. But me and my brother, they get to have kids in front of my mom. And then just dealing with the loss of her is something I've had to deal with for a long time. It's a pain agony that I'll never forget. But thank you guys for joining me. I mean, I don't know if it was a lot of people like that, but thank you for those who did join me. Thank you for who was here. Just want to express myself. When you do this story time, explain it. I was kind of sleepy. I ain't gonna lie, so I will go get some shut eye. I hope y'all do too. But love and appreciate every single one of y'all, man. It's your man C.J.C. and I'm out. Be crazy.